What's up players, it's Jack from Tech Let's Plays here, bringing you my Borderlands 2 review. I'm going to be discussing my thoughts, the pros and cons of this game, and ultimately give you an aid on whether you think you should be buying this game. So yeah, let's get straight on into the pros and cons and the review.
I want to eat your babies! Son, this might sting a bit.
Vault Hunter, how good to see you again. Thanks to the thorough drubbing you delivered upon Captain Flint, I was able to leave the southern shelf and get back to the business of finishing my almanac. Would you care to help me out?
So Borderlands 2 has got some truly great dialogue, and it's paired with a really great voice acting as well. It just feels kind of natural and not too forced, and the comedy is, you know, it's kind of subtle but it's good. And yeah, it's overall a really good job on the dialogue, and it helps to aid the fluid story of the game. In Borderlands 2 we see some customization and the fact you can change your head and your skin, which is really awesome, but to have the customization, which I like in all games, but to be honest it is quite limited, and it'd be great if there was more customization available to your character. Borderlands 2 has some fantastic graphics. I would say they're almost perfect. They are a significant improvement on Borderlands 1, and that game looked amazing. This game looks even better, looks absolutely fantastic. There are some vistas that just look amazing throughout the game, and the graphics and the scenery are just really awesome, make the whole gaming experience on this game far more enjoyable. There are simply millions of guns in Borderlands 2, you know, you can find them, you can buy them, there are loads of absolutely awesome guns, and they all look absolutely stunning as well, and it is just a, you know, it's genius. There are so many guns, and it makes the game so much more fun, because you always want to find that next gun, and they've got so many different, you know, damage multipliers and all that good stuff, and it makes for a really good gaming experience. Now I think everyone knows that the story in Borderlands 1, especially the ending, was a pretty big anti-climax, but it's a lot better in Borderlands 2. Straight from the off, the first cutscene in the first opening missions, or objectives, whatever you want to call them, you immediately know who your villain is, Handsome Jack. You know, you hear it over and over again, he's out to kill you, the Vault Hunters, and it really makes for a better story. And as well as that, all of the quests are a little bit different. So far there's no repetitiveness, it all, you know, it's all engaging and fun, rather than towards the end of Borderlands 2, the quests sort of got a bit repetitive, and that's always probably the biggest challenge of any RPG game, is to have that huge gameplay time without it becoming repetitive and stale, and Borderlands 2 has done a really great job on that. It's not stale at all, and all the quests are really fun to play. One downside with the game I do have is that I feel that single player is a tad bit on the easy side. I think it's just not quite as challenging as it needs to be to keep it engaging in the long run, because in my opinion, that if it's more challenging, then you're going to have more fun out of the game, but you got to get that balance, you know, you can't make it ridiculously hard. But it seems that single player is a little bit too easy, but co-op actually scales very highly and becomes much more challenging, because if you're in a party of 2, it's going to be harder than if you're by yourself, and if you're a party of 3, it's harder than 2, and etc. And when you're playing in a full party, it is much harder, and you do have to work more of a unit, but it's much more fun playing in a party. So if you are going to get this game, then I would highly recommend getting a few mates together and playing it in co-op, as it is far more enjoyable. Now let's talk a little bit about how the game plays, and it plays amazingly. Feels so smooth, and it just feels seamless. You know, the controls are really easy. I've got this for PC, and just, you know, the FPS side of the game, really fluid, really, you know, easy to play, and it feels great. The running isn't, you know, all blocky and chunky. The running feels smooth. Jumping as well, same again. Nice and smooth. The game plays very well indeed. Now the menu interface is far more improved from Borderlands 1. You know, you've got the map, and the map is pretty similar, but the whole interface as a whole plays out really well. It's very easy to navigate, especially as a beginner. It's not too daunting. You know, your ammo stats are clearly displayed, your backpack and your inventory, and all the stats for the guns clearly displayed. You've got controls along the bottom of the screen that tell you everything you need to know. Your skill tree is laid out really nicely, and you can flick between the different skill trees, and so the menu interface as a whole is much more friendly, and it's much more easy to use, and it's far more improved from the first one. So Claptrap returns, of course, and he's better than ever, funnier and wittier and all that good stuff. One thing I will say, with Siren and Zero being really, really great characters, the balance is slightly off. I find Salvador to be a little bit underpowered and possibly Siren and Zero to be a little bit overpowered with their phase lock and Zero's, fantastic melee ability. But overall, it's not bad, and, updates will probably patch this. But that's it for my Borderlands 2 review. I definitely recommend it. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Fantastic game. Definitely go buy it if you're unsure. If you did enjoy the video, please click that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.